Welcome to the Relationship and Wellness Podcast with Nicola. Nicola runs transformational breakthrough programs for individuals and couples and has several award-winning audio programs. She also runs a holistic life therapist certification program where you can get paid to guide clients to profound change and work from the comfort of your own home. For details, visit www.nicolabeer.com today. Please note, places are limited and are available on first-come, first-served basis.
Hi and welcome. So happy you're here. I'm going to be talking today about why does being cheated on hurt so much. So whether your partner had a one-night stand, saw prostitutes, was busy online sexting multiple people, or developed an emotional connection, it hurts. The pain, resentment, worry over the future and anger can be too much to bear. At the beginning stages, you may have hundreds of questions constantly racing through your mind. Like, what did I do wrong? How could they do this to me? How could they do this to our family? How did I miss the signs? Why did they do this to me? How could they be so selfish and so two-faced? Were they comparing my body and theirs? Are they comparing my body to someone else? Are they comparing us sexually? Do they want to leave and are here because it's easy? Are they just here for the children? And so on. Now, whilst I can't answer any of those burning questions you may have, as every situation is totally unique, I normally take one or both of the couple through my individual breakthrough process to help them get clarity and be able to fully release the past and rebuild the trust and connection. I'm going to share in this episode today why it hurts so much, because this is such a common question that people will ask me. Why am I in so much pain? Why is this hurting so much? Well, simply put, our biological setup is heavily reliant on connection with others. From the moment we are born, we can't do anything for ourselves. In fact, the human race would not survive without love and connection. We are programmed to establish a bond with our primary caregivers, which for most people is their mother, in order to get their needs met. Many people with or without a secure attachment in childhood go on to seek a secure attachment in adulthood. When the person you have put all your trust in has betrayed you, it's so understandable why the pain of this person cheating can feel unbearable. In fact, Professor and social cognitive neuroscience lab director Matthew Lieberman wrote this statement in his book. When human beings experience threats or damage to their social bonds, the brain responds in much the same way it responds to physical pain. The only difference is physical wounds can heal quicker as they're only superficial. For example, a cut to the knee can close within weeks. A broken arm or broken wrist takes 6 to 8 weeks. However, the emotional and mental pain following an affair can last for years and can influence how you engage with other people in different relationships moving forward, as you may have no trust in anybody after someone cheating on you that you love. It can also damage you because it affects how you see yourself. And this is what I see really does shatter the person the most. Many of the men and women who do my individual 3-day breakthrough program have lost their confidence, no longer know who they are and what they want, and they often feel stuck. They see themselves as unattractive, not good enough, not interesting enough, not successful enough, and find as a result they can, over time, feel a lack of purpose. I believe, having worked with countless men and women who've been cheated on and hundreds of couples to repair their marriage after an affair, that one of the most damaging effects of the affair is the betrayed person's self-esteem. It can create insomnia, anxiety, depression, due to the harsh way that the person now sees themselves. There's also the element of comparison. Naturally, people who have been cheated on start to negatively compare themselves to the affair partner, or pictures and images of the other person or people they may have seen. They may ask themselves, are they better looking than me? Are they better at sex than me? Do they dress better? Are they more interesting? Am I boring? All these questions are a way to try to make sense of why your partner has cheated. And this adds to the pain, because you start to feel inadequate, unattractive, boring in bed. You may start to imagine the one you love with another person. You may think that the other person makes them happier. You may tell yourself that the affair partner was better, because why else would they cheat, right? This is a super painful consequence of being cheated on, because whilst you already feel hurt and upset, this can really make you feel broken. Broken because your trust in the person that you love has been shattered, but also because you shift your focus to what's wrong with you. As a result of making these comparisons between yourself and other women or men, you might start to develop traits that you don't like. Some people I've worked with who have been cheated on turn into becoming very clingy, very aggressive, very angry, very obsessed with their partner, very needy, or they're carrying a huge amount of resentment that can come out at any time. They may become more argumentative and react to situations that in the past wouldn't have bothered them, but now they are so bothered by the small things. When low self-esteem is at rock bottom, some people start to criticize their body, and they can make drastic changes. I've worked with people who have starved themselves, done multiple plastic surgery, and other extremes without properly thinking things through. In order for a person to regain their happiness, the negative the thoughts, the emotions, the anger, the sadness, the fear, the hurt, the pain, the guilt, the regret, all need to be cleared to help a person move forward. Comparing yourself to others and using this as a justification for why your partner has cheated is such a damaging thing to do for yourself. So remind yourself of these 3 key things. 1. What others show on social media is often far from the truth. Everyone, of course, wants to show their best, filtered and perfect lives. 2. The energy that you're using to focus on others and what others have and what others look like takes away the time and energy that you can use to focus on yourself, to look after yourself, to create a happy, best version of yourself. And 3, the comparisons deprive you of true happiness and joy for the things that are great in your own life. Another reason why being cheated on hurts so much is because most people enter a relationship under the impression that they are both agreeing to be faithful to one another, especially in the marriage vows. And some people will even share with their partner that if they cheat, that will be it. The relationship will be over. They will leave. And yet the person still does it. So the confusion and disappointment over the betrayal can hurt so much. What can cause further pain is also the excuses for the cheating given, which can make the person feel like they're being blamed, or sometimes they are being blamed. And that can cause more stress and anger. One lady I worked with was told that it was because she put on weight that her husband had cheated. Another person was blamed because they didn't have sex during a period of 8 months. Some people will say to their partner, well, I have emotional and physical needs, and you weren't meeting them. When a person breaks an agreement, it can feel like a huge kick in the gut, like they're deliberately trying to harm you. And this can even happen in open relationships. I work with many couples who decide to explore open relationships where other sexual partners are agreed. However, the rules have been broken. Finding out your partner has cheated on you can also leave you questioning whether you knew them at all. This person you once thought you could never hurt you has hurt you in a deep way, and so you may begin to wonder, what else will I find out about them? It can leave you feeling like you've been living a lie because your partner has shown a side to them that you never thought possible. How could they cheat is one thing. The lies, the double living, can baffle you. You may ask yourself if you were stupid to not have seen things earlier. And it's so important that you don't beat yourself up over this. Self-attacking thoughts will only make you feel worse and the healing process longer. Many that do the individual breakthrough process after an affair share with me that they felt violated. One lady compared it to being burgled, someone going through your private belongings behind your back, an ultimate violation. Her husband brought the lady home while she was away, and she now felt that her whole house was dirty. Some wish they could go back and have taken different actions to prevent the affair. And I often share to this that it's just wasted time and energy thinking about the past. None of us can turn back the clock, no matter how much we might want to. So focusing on what you can control, focusing on how you can get through the present and create a happier future. How can you look after yourself, nurture yourself, nourish yourself, give to yourself, and start to rebuild the relationship if that's what you want to do. The most common thing I see that makes hurt and tiredness more extreme is the detective work and obsession of knowing every single detail that can make a person go crazy. Hours spent on Instagram, Facebook, trolling through phone records, bank statements, receipts, mapping out the dates, times where you were and what was happening during the cheating episodes. Many feel like they've lost who they are in this obsessed detective phase, as they look into every single day their partner wasn't with them. Some people I've helped to release the past and move forward have trawled through hours of home CCTV footage to check everything they can about the days around the cheating. Sadly, all the obsessing does is snowball into unhealthy habits, disturbed sleeping, and it robs a person of enjoying the here and now, making it almost impossible for the person to engage in normal day-to-day life until every piece of the puzzle fits. This is where the person who has cheated can help their partner. They can help by giving them all information, by telling them the truth the first time around, rather than leaving their partner to try and work it all out, to have to present them with evidence, to have to go through the pain of the cheating person lying to their face again and again until more and more evidence is presented. It will save them time on searching and tracking and playing things over again and again. So it can really speed up the healing process when the affair partner shares why they have cheated. Sadly, many cheaters don't follow this advice. They refuse to admit the truth until they're presented with concrete evidence. According to research carried out by the health testing centres, only 1 in 4 individuals admit to cheating on their partner, and 47% of those that did admit to cheating did so within the first week of the incident. However, 3 out of 4 individuals would choose not to admit to having an affair or cheating on their partner, which can make it so hard. It's such a difficult place to be in, knowing that your partner is cheating and having to find the concrete evidence to present your case to the person that you love so much. It's bound to hurt. No one wants to be proven right when it comes to being cheated on. And it's so hurtful that the person who is cheating is not admitting it, prolonging the pain that you're going through. As I mentioned earlier, one of the first questions a person asks themselves when they've been cheated on is, what's wrong with me? Or what did I do wrong? Taking the ownership off the person who has cheated and projecting it back on themselves. This severely impacts your self-esteem and confidence. When you blame yourself for someone else's behaviour, you start to justify their behaviour. You make excuses, and this then makes you feel worse about yourself. You become the instigator of the problem, when really you are not responsible for the actions of another person, regardless of how much you love them or how long you've been together. Researchers from the University of Nevada published a study in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, which looked at the impact of infidelity on a person's mental health and well-being. The results showed that people who had been cheated on showed higher levels of anxiety and paranoia because they'd been lied to, and this left them feeling extremely vulnerable and on edge in other situations. This is a common thing I see when helping people. They start to not trust anyone or become more anxious, and it's so important that you get some support to clear this anxiety. This is what I do when I work with someone one-on-one. Make sure that they are now feeling positive about themselves, positive about the future. The anxiety is calmed and they're looking forward. If you start to feel low about yourself, you might, like some of the other women and men I've worked with, feel like you're not deserving of good things. And this can make you settle for less. Some people stay in a difficult relationship because they feel like they can't do any better, or they have a fear of being alone, regardless of how unhappy they are. All this does is force unresolved emotions to bubble up underneath and force their way out in other ways. According to Dr. Michelle Barton, who is the Director of Clinical Health at Psychology Live Well, people who have been cheated on tend to experience physical disease, like irritable bowel syndrome, headaches or migraines, loss of appetite, increase in comfort eating, drinking excessively, taking drugs, and in some cases even cheating themselves. To avoid this, Dr. Barton suggests dealing with the emotions firsthand, rather than hiding from them, which is something I feel so strongly about, and exactly what the 3-day breakthrough process does. Outlines all of the overwhelming and difficult feelings in day 1, clearing them using a special process that helps people to release the emotional blocks, the negative thoughts, in day 2. And in day 3, we create new goals, positive actions that the person can take for themselves, for the relationship if they decide to do that. It's about looking forward to the present, being in the present, and feeling excited and positive about the future. It's not magic or new age nonsense, by the way. It works exactly how our reticular activating system in our brain works, our RAS. Let me just quickly describe to you a bit more about that. The reticular activating system, RAS, is a bundle of nerves at our brainstem that filters out unnecessary information so the important stuff gets through. The RAS is the reason that you learn a new word and then start hearing it everywhere. It's why you can tune out a crowd full of talking people, yet immediately snap to attention when someone says your name, or something that at least sounds like your name. Your RAS takes what you focus on and creates a filter for it. It then sifts through the data and presents only the pieces that are important to you. All of this happens without you noticing, of course. The RAS programs itself to work in your favour without you actively doing anything. Pretty awesome, right? In the same way that the RAS seeks information that validates your beliefs, it filters the world through your parameters you give it, and your beliefs shape those parameters. If you think that you are unattractive, you will probably then find reasons why you are unattractive. If you believe that you are bad at giving speeches, you probably will be. If you believe you work efficiently, you most likely will do. If you believe that you suck at relationships, that there's something wrong with you, that you're boring, your RAS will show you and come up with examples of why that is true. The RAS helps you to see what you believe, and in doing so, it will influence your actions. Of course, your self-esteem as well. Some people suggest that you can train your reticular activating system by taking your subconscious thoughts and marrying them to your conscious thoughts. They call it setting your intent. This basically means that if you focus hard on your goals, your reticular activating system will reveal the people, information, and opportunities to help you achieve them. If you care about positivity, for example, you will become more aware of it and seek positivity. If you really want a new car and set your intent on getting one, you'll tune into the right information that helps you to do that. When you look at it this way, the law of attraction doesn't seem so mystical. Focus on the bad things and hold many negative beliefs as true, and you will invite negativity into your life. Focus on the good things and believe in the good things. Believe that good things will happen to you, that you deserve them, then they will come, because your brain is seeking them out. It's not magic. It's your reticular activating system influencing the world you see around you. So if you focus on the negative things in your relationship, the negative things about yourself, your mind is going to scan for examples, for evidence, to prove this to you. And this is where people get stuck in a cycle. Stuck believing that their relationship will never get better, that they'll never be able to trust again, that they'll never feel good about themselves. And this is how my breakthrough session works. It helps people to clear the negative thoughts and emotions so they can focus on believing and attracting good, positive new things to them. If you're interested to find out more, you can email me or WhatsApp me or book a call through my website. So I've talked a lot about why the pain of an affair and cheating hurts so much. Social media checking can make it even harder. Social media adds fuel to the constant feelings of anxiety and paranoia. Having constant access to someone's life through social media is a curse for any relationship where infidelity has taken place. Some people will find themselves trawling through their partner's posts and stories on social media, trying to find out who their partner has liked, who they've followed, who they've been in touch with. Some people stalk the affair partner, reading all their posts, looking at what they're up to, comparing themselves to them, which is very self-destructive. It can just bring up the pain of the cheating again and again the more you look at it. It's really helpful, if you can, to ban yourself from looking at social media, to switch it off, to turn it off whilst you're going through the healing process. I created this podcast because I get asked all the time, why does being cheated on hurt so much? And I've shared many reasons with you why it hurts so much. The last reason that I'm going to share of why it's so painful is because no matter how much anger or sadness, heartache you've gone through, you may still love them. You may no longer see them in the same way. You may have lost some respect, but most people still love their partner. They've turned your life upside down, and yet you can see good in them. You want to help them. Some people even feel sorry for them, because you can't just turn your feelings off for someone you love. Love just doesn't work that way. And that can be so difficult to process. It's painful to know that someone you love so much has hurt you, and that you still love them so much, and you can't let them go. And you may be angry at yourself for this. All of this is natural and normal. However, as I've mentioned throughout this whole episode, beating yourself up, criticizing yourself, thinking badly of yourself is only going to make you suffer harder and for longer. So great that you are here. Great that you're looking for resources and support to change how you feel, to change your relationship. This may sound crazy, but there are so many gifts of infidelity. The gifts for infidelity is a strong, closer relationship. If you take the time to work on yourself, a happier, freer, more fulfilling life, perhaps. Many of the people share with me after they've done my individual breakthrough process or my couples program that they're so happy it happened because now their life is better than they could ever have imagined. I'd love to get to know you better. I'd love to connect with you more. Please do join one of my Facebook groups. There's one for the Holistic Life Therapy School, and this is all about the reticular activating system, which I mentioned, about creating a happy, positive life from the inside out, tools to help you change your life using the power of your subconscious mind. Do join us there. And then there's a relationship Facebook group, of course, which there's happiness tools and health and wellness tools to living your best relationship life. Whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, not yet married or might not be wanting to get married, it's for you. It's relationships that make us really feel alive in this world. That doesn't mean you have to be in a relationship for the sake of being in one. It just means that it can really enhance every area of your life when you're with that right person that lifts you up and makes you feel amazing. However, just on that, a relationship can't make us happy. It can only make us happier. We are responsible for our own happiness. So thanks again for listening. If you like the show, I'd be so grateful if you would be willing to leave a rating or review. It just helps to keep the show more visible, and I'd be so appreciative. From my heart to yours, wishing you an awesome day or evening ahead whenever you're listening to this. Take care. And do stay tuned for the next episode where I'm going to be talking about how to help yourself deal with the aftermath of an affair. I'm going to be sharing some more tips for those of you that have cheated on your partner, or for those of you that have been cheated on how to deal with an affair.
Thanks for listening to the Relationship and Wellness Podcast with Nicola Beer. If you are interested in finding out more about becoming a holistic life therapist, would like to get Nicola's mentorship directly, or check out the award-winning audio programs, visit www.nicolabeer.com today. Subject to availability, a wait list may apply.